Okay.
My name is Art Lamothe, and I was in the U.S. Air Force for 27 years. I retired here in San Bernardino at Norton Air Force Base in 1991.
Okay. So, what did you do in the Air Force, if you don't mind saying, sir?
The first half, I did loading cargo on airplanes, loading and offloading cargo and getting the stuff ready to go on airplanes. And then in the second half of my career, I was in the Air Force command post, which basically kept track of the airplanes and where they were going and what they were doing and when they'd be back.
If you do not mind saying, who is your commanding officer?
Oh. I got my name right. No, I don't remember. Every time I change bases, you have a new commanding officer. So it changes. Do I remember any of them? No. The only time you got to see him was when you did something wrong. So I tried not to do anything bad.
Well, let me think, because this is basically my first interview with anyone
Okay.
that served in the military. So I'm just kind of thinking of questions as I go along, if you don't mind.
That's
so, since we're here in this museum, when did you first begin your time here at the museum?
I started working here about 6 years ago.
6
And there's also another museum, military museum in San Bernardino, that you don't know about.
Yeah.
You know where Norton Air Force Base is?
Yes, sir?
You know where 3rd Street is?
Oh, isn't it that Air Force Museum that's right there?
Yes.
Yeah, I read about that one starting up, sir.
Yeah, I work there too. We're open over there Thursdays and Saturdays, 10 to 2. And this museum here is open only on Saturdays and Sundays, and we're open 11 to 5.
Oh, okay. So, this museum has stuff going back all the way to World War I, and even a few things going back to the 1800s.
We've got stuff that go back to the Civil War, or we actually have a few things that go back to the Revolutionary War.
Okay, from all the stuff here, what's your stuff do you think comes in more often?
Uniforms. We got lots of uniforms.
Uniforms?
We got extra ones there, we got extra ones there, we got 4 racks full of them inside. They're all over the walls.
So, during your services to this country, was there anything you were actually kind of frightened about? Maybe seeing combat, or even during your area, things like communism or anything like that?
No, but I was in Vietnam, and the place I was at was a small base way up in the northern end of Vietnam, and we got mortared and rocketed occasionally. And it's always fun to hear the sirens going off, and then you hear the mortars and the rockets blowing up.
Okay, when that was happening, did you guys ever fear that a major invasion might ended up happening during that?
Well, there's always that possibility, but that's why you had the Army and the Marines around the base. We were in the place I was at was just a big Army and Marine Corps base, and all we did was just bring in the supplies and send stuff out. So we were surrounded by the military, the Army and the Marines.
Okay, so you knew you guys were basically safe.
Pretty much, yeah. We hoped we were.
So, if you don't mind me asking, did you even see any stuff that ended up happening as an aftermath of those small attacks?
Well, yeah, bodies. They would come into us in bags, and they'd be sent to the mortuaries to be taken care of and sent back to the States.
So basically, you ended up having to kind of take care of that too.
Yeah, we ended up. They would bring them in on a smaller airplane or even on a helicopter, and then we'd load them up and send them to the big base at Da Nang, and then they'd prepare them to send to Hawaii, and they'd prepare them to send to the States.
So basically, all that you did for that time being in Vietnam was supplying, and also taking back, taking
Yeah,
back whatever was
taking
needed.
back whatever, they wanted to send back, like stuff that was broken or needed to be fixed. Mostly, we brought in, food and ammunition and stuff like that, and then going out would be basically the troops that were being sent back home. And then we'd get the new ones coming in.
I know that when basically right by the end of the Vietnam War, a lot of the veterans that were there ended up getting a lot of unwanted bad attention from the people here in the United States.
I didn't.
You didn't?
Nope. Never saw or heard one of them protesting. I came back and went on wherever it was I was going. Didn't see them.
Okay. Well, thank you for this interview.
Oh, you're welcome.